Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the MEC Fall Clash Valorant stream. I am your colorcaster, Shibby, here with my play-by-play captain Atsoka, and we are here one final time to bring you the Grand Finals rematch that we ended up calling at the beginning of the day, Atsoka, and I had a feeling these two teams would meet. We've had best of one so far. The Grand Finals for this event is best of three, so I'm hoping at least to go the distance for these teams. What are you expecting?
Honestly, that is my expectation, is to go all the way to three. I mean, Clark University, again, made the lower bracket run all the way back to the grand finals, so I definitely think that they want to go the distance as well. But, you know, Clark, both of these teams, I'm pretty sure they want to try and end it in two. So, you know, again, this is going to be a tough one to call just because, you know, Clark University, they've been going at it there in the lower bracket. Meanwhile, on the side of ONU, you know, they had a moment to kind of take a break there. So I'm wondering how that will affect them going into the next game.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with ONU is when you're on that winner's side, you're just allowed to see all the strategies that Clark University is willing to unravel here, right? I felt like ONU, in their earlier matchup against Clark University, it was one-sided for a little bit, and then Clark University started to bring it back. If you guys remember, it was a 13-10, I believe, on Haven, and the map selected here, it is Ascent for map 1, selected by Ohio Northern, then Breeze, and then finally we cap it off once again with Haven here. No bind, no split, no Lotus, and unfortunately, Atsoka, no Sunset for me. I love that map. It's beautiful. There's boba tea on it. I mean, it's everything I like.
Yeah, Sunset, probably a great map, but with that being said, I haven't spent enough time on it just yet, and I don't think these players have either, so I don't think we're going to be going to Sunset just yet, but don't worry, I'm sure it will be coming soon. But regardless, I am liking the map picks here. I mean, Ascent, again, that is where you're going to get bare bones. Valorant, it makes a lot of sense to me that Ohio Northern did go with the Ascent pick just because they know that they have some pretty good gun skill on their side, and on Ascent, you get to use it fairly well. Breeze, again, I love Breeze just because more often than not, you're going to see a Viper pick on Breeze, and I'm all for that. Love Viper. Let's see some more Viper on Breeze. And we haven't seen Breeze in forever, so I'm really excited to go back to Breeze. And then, of course, Haven, where it all began between Clark University and Ohio Northern. So that end there for the decider on Haven, somewhat poetic.
Yeah, and I do want to talk about Breeze because it did get some interesting changes. I think the general consensus as the map actually got dumbed down a little, right? That mid area was a lot more open. You had a lot more opportunity to kind of contest it. Also, they've taken down the tunnel fight on that bomb site there. You're not allowed to go through near the doors or anything like that. And they've also kind of spruced up some of the bomb sites just a little bit. So I want to see, like you said, the Viper coming out. Ascent, though, this is a map that I've heard everybody say it's figured out. Right, you run the Sova, you run the KO, you play these agents, and you just play for these wall bangs, you play for information. Everybody kind of walks their way and sneaks their way into mid, or they've got a really aggressive A hit. Do you kind of, hold that same sentiment, or do you think there is still some stuff to kind of get wild and wacky on this map?
No, I really think that Ascent, the meta has been figured out. And don't get me wrong, you can get wild and wacky, but at the end of the day, I think the meta is going to hold true. It has been. You know, this is where you really don't have an avenue to really, you know, mess around and find out. This map is as straightforward as it gets. And on top of that, it is the 50-50 neutral map. You're not going to, according to the win percentages, you're not going to get an advantage on one side of the spike or the other. You just got to go straight up, head on, and just clash with the opposition, and there's no way around it. This is where we're going to see gun skill really make a huge difference. Is again, there's really not going to be any, you know, secret strategy to the mix. This is just going to be Valorant at its purest, which it does kind of make for a dull entertainment from time to time again, but at the same time, you're getting peak competition.
Yeah, and I love KO as an agent. Not my favorite like you. My actual favorite, I'm a bit of an edgelord. I love Omen. I fell in love with him the first time I saw him. The teleports, the blinds, just how cool he is design-wise. But I think KO is up there as a close second. The knife, the ability to really just nullify some of these abilities is really cool. And we've seen that either you swap to the Sova, you run the Sova KO, or in this case, Ohio Northern has just run with the solo Sova and the double duelist, and we see two Jets each on Clark and Ohio Northern side here. As now we get started on the pistol round, and pretty quiet for both of these teams at Soka.
Yeah, well, here we are underway in round number 1 on Ascent to start things off. Keep in mind, Ohio Northern are coming up from the winners bracket, and Clark University coming from lowers. Flames making their way over towards mid, and take a look at this, the cheeky KO Ein there in waiting in by market, though. It looks as though Flames, they're not going to push all the way through. They're going to back up a little bit, and Spike finally starting to come out from attacker spawn.
Yeah, and you see them working towards 3 and Flames. If you guys remember, this was the guy that was playing Neon, right, on their first matchup here. Swapped over to the Jet, a pure duelist here. Now, we see some kills. Flames picks up 1. Kang, though, in bottom of hell, looking to take some demons with him right now. And Kong picks up another, picks up 2. Secrets finally is able to take him out. And now, he has taken over on this hell area. He has found the lease. He's found the property deed and is able to kind of put himself down here. Zrona and Kyle are looking to maybe come in here and... Or it's not Kyle. Zrona and Silva are looking to take the retake here.
Yeah, now take a look at this. There was a flank coming through from up on top, and I don't think they know that they are there. Impotence from up top does get picked out and gets gunned down. What a quick read from Zrona, but not quick enough to pull the trigger on Kyle. And that's going to be a round 1 win going the way of ONU.
Yeah, Kyle doing a really good job just holding that angle. And yeah, unfortunately, Zrona and Fade, who is playing the Silva here, were not able to really get the retake in. They made it a bit expensive. I'm going to say they took down 4 members, but in the end, Ohio Northern take the pistol round. And now we see some Marshals. We see 3 Vandals with light armors. These guys don't want a chance at all. They're not light buying. They are going for the full kill round here.
Well, let's see if they can get the job done. Clark University, again, they're going to be stacking hard over towards B. Meanwhile, only KJ to watch out for A and for Tree. You can see Ohio Northern really taking their time on this one. Even though they definitely have the advantage with the purchases, you can see they're not going to be running in very rapidly or aggressively. They're just waiting to get an early pick and trying to see if they can get a pick for free.
Yeah, Fade on the Silva, just watching towards market here. Nothing has really happened, and this is kind of what happens on Ascent sometimes. There's a little bit of a lull period as they're trying to suss out some information. They're using this double initiator. Zrona actually picks up a kill into Flames. Hilariously, though, there's a double stack here. Will he be able to pick up the kill? They don't know that Kang is here. The right click comes in. The classic, the free gun is all you need. He picks up 2. Secrets once again cleans up Kang here, but they've done more than enough damages. Now, he's picked up Zrona, knocked it down to a 2v2, but at Soka, this round is getting more and more expensive for ONU.
Oh, it most certainly is. As you can see now, at least they do have Spike still in their possession, and it looks like they're going to rotate back around towards A, and that KJ is no longer there, so that utility isn't going to give them any information. And this should be a free plant onto the A site. Fade still all the way back here on B, but they managed to pick up a Vandal as Secret does get the Spike planted there on A.
Ooh, it's Fade has the Vandal in hand like you mentioned. Silva, he's got a full HP bar, has that sonar ready to work with. Is he going to expect these guys to be playing around this main area? 2 people on A main is very hard to deal with. They can just double swing you the moment you tap the bomb here, and as long as they play it correctly, they should be able to pick up the kill, but it is going to be expensive. As now the bomb gets tapped. Are they going to isolate the 1v1s? Fake TP comes in. Jump spot as well. Another dart. Fade, what can you do? Nothing but die as the attackers win. Ohio Northern, though, pay a fancy price because there was 3 Vandals on that side.
Yeah, really not much doing, unfortunately, for Fade. I mean, best case scenario, you might have been able to catch a frag, unless your shots were just 100% on target, and then you just don't miss anything. But again, when you're trying to pull that off against Secrets, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Or if you're trying to, pull that off against any Omen, for that matter. Secrets, Kong, doesn't matter. When you're trying to pin down an Omen, they're just so cheeky. And, I got to tell you, Secrets really did play that one off pretty well. As now we're heading into round 3, the bonus round. Big opportunity here for both sides, as it will be Zrona to find the first elimination.
And Flames has been getting fragged out first every single time on Ohio Northern. This guy's like a feast or famine player from what I've seen. He either pops off on the round or gets instantly taken out. Like you said, it is the bonus for ONU, and they've been doing a pretty good job recently just winning it on, honestly, as Saf is on 16 HP. Secret somehow gets in, but he doesn't check hell. Zerona is just lurking in there like the demon he is, and Saf, he has to get a kill so he can at least heal off this Reyna utility.
Yeah, you know, that's rule number 1 of Valorant, isn't it? You know, check your corners. Check your corners. Don't run with your knife out. And look again, trying to check their corner, but unfortunately Saf was very low health. They get eliminated. Now it's a 2v4. Meanwhile, you do have Epitens still over there towards Tree, and Spike just hovering around A main.
Ooh, Zerona. He gets spotted out. Nice little cloudburst coming from there. I believe it got both of the ticks here, and Fade once again on that tree position. He's picked up Saf. He's picked up MP10s as Kyle is just content on getting the orb, and he's got the bomb ready, but he has no clue if everyone is rotated here. Picks up one. Will they fancy another swing on the side of Clark University?
Yeah, well, that suppression's not going to make things any easier for Kyle. I mean, they're running out of time now. Really can't go for the spike. They're just going to have to try and save. And I don't even think they're going to go for the exit frag. They're just going to have to hold on to this Vandal with an iron grip as we get ready to head into the next round. But with that being said, that was the bonus. More often than not, that's going to go the other way. So Clark University able to get their first round win on the board. But now this is where things get interesting. This is the rifle round, or at least it's supposed to be. I mean, you're looking at the economy for Saf, and I think they may have bought up just a little bit too soon. So now they can't get full rifles all around.
Yeah, I think Saf was trying to do that hero rifle play where you have the Vandal. If you get a kill, you can overheal and you can potentially have that full armor setup here. But yeah, most of the members, the high-performing members, Flames, Kyle, and Secrets, all have their rifles ready to go. And if they get a couple kills, then maybe Saf and Epitens can pick it up for themselves here. But like you said, Clark University, not without any damage done onto their eco. They have to rebuy up. Their 3 members survive. But what is ONU going to do with this half rifle buy, like you mentioned?
Well, let's see. Here we go. Zerona going to be setting over here towards A main. All the while, look at this split push here. You got the spike that's literally over there towards B, but you still have the push coming from Flames that get pinged through the smoke. They take a little bit of damage from the warning shot off of the blind fire. And still, no commitment coming from ONU on either direction, but it does finally look as though that the spike is going to be heading to B, and they're going to be heading into all of that KJ utility.
Oh, yeah, they don't have a raise to take it out. They've got to invest at least some of these shock darts here to potentially take down the nades, the alarm bot, and now everything gets put up, and really good usage of the Omen teleport, instantly making this a 2v5 onto the site here. And Ohio Northern, they're just stuck. Kong and Zerona just taking kills. Secrets finally takes him out, but Zerona, and the damage has been done. Ohio Northern, Saf alone on site, bomb in hand, and he's been now droned out. Here comes the swing. Zerona with the 3K onto ONU, and really nice hold coming out from Clark University. KJ got the job done along with Kong here. They made it, stalled out just enough time for the rest of Clark University to come in and pick up the pieces of Ohio Northern.
Yeah, now take a look at this. Zerona's going to be breaking the op out early in round 5. And they have enough for the op, and they got the Blade Storm in hand as well. I mean, Clark University looking really strong as we get ready to head into round 5. And I'm looking at Flames right now, and they're just going to opt out to go for a Sheriff this time around. Still not a full buy from them.
Zerona with this op. Right. Smart smoking them off right now as he's going to be able to get out in Flames. The ever-present, the ever-pushing forward duelist here. He's given his life one too many times here. Hopefully he can pick up a kill as they've gotten the space onto market, but the KJ setup is still here. Omen, remember last round, used his ultimate, so she's going to be on here by herself onto the site here. But Fade on the Silva, Owl Drone ready, Shock Dart in hand. Can they potentially stave off some of this aggression, or will ONU pivot all the way back to A site?
I mean, it looks as though like that was always the plan because look where the spike is. The spike has always been over there towards A. So now it looks like they're going to go for that bait and switch. But take a look at this. Once again, you have that op in the hands of Zerona making its way back towards Tree. This could be the early pick, but they get smoked off. The smokes have been perfect in nullifying this op as Zerona has to try and blind fire. Can't find any. Meanwhile, thanks to the kill feed, there has been a trade. And now from up on high, you have Ein who has to throw out the nade and back off to avoid the danger as the spike will go down here on the A site.
Owl drone and knife invested. Now the waterfall coming out from the top of A here. Heaven is, they've got a nice little crossfire. Zerona and Soup. Will Zerona be able to pick up the kill? He's just watching this tree area. He's not in the best position to help his team right now as the rest of them are flooding out on the A side. Double Cloudburst gets put in. Ein gets the kill onto Secrets in Hell. How are they going to be able to manage this?
Well, Hunter's Fury should be able to help out at least a little bit just to keep them off of Spike for a moment. They're going to go back and try and stick again, and it will be Ein to stick the final elimination. And that is going to be a one-round advantage, and the economy now in the advantage of Clark University.
What a nice retake from Clark University, right? You had both Ein and Fade flood out from Heaven. Zerona was holding the cross from Tree, ended up picking the kill onto Soup, and that nullified the mollies, that nullified all the post plant, or some of the post plant that Ohio Northern had in place on the Epi-10s here. And unfortunately, the Hunter's Fury, like you said, it was just not enough from Kyle and the rest of Ohio Northern, and that's going to be a rough round loss, especially when you pivoted all the way back to A site and invested all of these abilities.
Yeah, this should be a round win for Clark University, but look, they're pushing up. They're playing aggressive on the defensive side. If they're not careful, they could be punished. And they are wise enough to back off, at least for the time being, and go back to playing, you know, more conservative defense instead of trying to be overly aggressive and get caught out in rotation. But with that being said, the spike once again hovering over there towards A, and Zerona able to find the first elimination here on Kyle.
Clark University coming back with some vengeance right now, and you have to remember this was ONU's map pick right now, and they're kind of getting routed just a little bit. It's a little early to call, don't get me wrong, but if they can't push Zerona off this off, if they can't get something done with these double duelists, the Reyna and the Jet, then it's going to be looking pretty rough as the dash comes in, door goes down, Flames with the knives. Can he turn it on? Can he turn the afterburners and get some kills here?
I mean, it's definitely a hero situation. They are able to find one, and now they got a rifle in their possession, so that's only going to bode well for them. Meanwhile, Saf with the flank, able to find an elimination, and that should be a rifle in hand as well. As you can see, the turnaround is coming, but I don't think Saf knew that they had a rifle. They still tried to go in with the Sheriff. They got eliminated. Now it's a 1v1, and it will be Secrets to come through to get the final elimination in the go-ahead round. Well, actually, no, it's still tied 3-3. Oh, I thought that was going to be the go-ahead round, but no. Still tied at 3, but I will say they are able to come back in terms of economy. Now you see a full buy coming from ONU.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Clark University Soup, a guy that we sung praises for, right? He's on the Astra, on Bind, had a monster game. One and had another pretty good game too when they ended up going against Miami. Has been kind of quiet on the KJ. Unfortunately, has just been getting rushed down. Hasn't been able to really pick up some kills off the util. And by the time it's done, is now looking to get a little cheeky with that Ares, the $1,600 gun that you mentioned.
Yeah, not only that, but you can see that the Hunter's Fury manages to find the elimination onto Secrets. Secrets is the top frag coming from ONU, so that is a huge early pick in the favor of Clark University, as now the swing is full and underway from the side of ONU, looking to push onto Boatyard. There goes the swing, and they put it in to Soup. The Ares now out. Is now you can see the spike is going to be planted here onto Boatyard, and the retake is underway from Clark University.
Everybody's playing on site here. You don't have anybody on the main side flank coming in right now, and they spam out Epi-10s here, and that's your mollies taken away, and the knives are gonna get in the way, but Ein picks up the kill with the KO, and now they're getting picked and pulled apart at Silco. One by one, they're going down. It's Flame against 4. Can't pick it up. Fade picks up the kill. The defuse. Clark University surgical with the retake.
Yeah, and that was just a bunch of heads-up plays being made. I mean, you had the Hunter's Fury to get the early pick, and then, of course, the wall bang. Just perfect there on top of boxes to get a free limb. And then, not only that, you had the Blade Storm from up on high in windows to find yet another. It was just perfect execution from the side of Clark University, and now they get to enjoy a one-round lead. And it looks as though ONU... unfortunately, they're going to have to try and make a little bit of a bargain buy. I mean, I guess you could call it that. There's a lot of sheriffs and a lot of half shields, and then secrets there with the hero buy.
Yeah, I mean, your best player right now, your best performing player at the moment, picking up that rifle. Even if they lose, they'll still have more than enough money to pick up a nice little buy there. But if they get the win off of this, Asaf anticipating the shock dart. But Zrona, once again, has had Flames number this whole match.
Yeah, it definitely appears that way, and now you can see the spike once again going to be holding this still over there on towards A, but Kyle with an early elimination on the Kong. That's going to give them hopefully a rifle in hand as well. Secrets goes for the swing, but they get eliminated, and there goes your hero rifle. Unfortunately, easy come, easy go. Kyle, though, still trying to push their way through, and they find yet another head click, and now it's a 2v2, and both players should have rifles now. This should be an even round.
Oh, and they've got the KJ ultimate ready, and Kyle has got to go all the way back to pick up the ultimate. Investment goes down. They're just looking to completely take this map over, but they don't know that Fade's pushed up. He's got two from heaven. The gods descend, and Fade is able to take him down.
Yeah, that's why you have got to be on alert even while that that lockdown is going out, because you don't know who's going to be lurking up on top, and that time it was Fade. Just lurking there in heaven and is able to deal out the damage. Find themselves a two-piece to get the dub, and now that's a 2-round cushion for Clark University. But at least going into the next round, Ohio Northern are going to have themselves a rifle round. There's going to be a Vandal Scandal coming out from their side as we get ready to head into round number 9.
I feel like you have to, at this point now, expect somebody to push into the KJ Ultimate. Back then, maybe like a year and a half ago, unheard of, crazy. You're maniacal. Now it's like, well, yeah, somebody's probably going to push up into the KJ Ultimate because they're trying to do the unexpected timing. But if the unexpected timing is done so much, then it should be expected on the side of Ohio Northern. Unfortunately, like we said, Fade picks up the double, takes down ONU, and they couldn't even get the bomb plant down. But like you said, Vandals across the board, rifles versus rifles. And once again, I'm looking at that Jet HP bar, and he's looking very, very low as Saf gets taken down. Zrona once again with the operator. Flames finally pick up a kill. He picks up 2. He's turning the Jets.
No pun intended there, as Zrona misses their first shot and they get gunned down. They get pinched by Secrets there in B main. And now they got full control of the B site in this 3v2 scenario.
Oh, I love this. I love this
and
pivot.
Look at the teleport. They're going all the way back over towards A, but Flames, they get picked out, but they didn't really have a lot of health going. And now here we are in the post plant. This is the big opportunity for ONU to try and answer back against Clark University.
All right, playing on top of Jen. Smoke available in 5 seconds. I wonder if he's just going to wait for it. 2 TPs available. Doesn't get spotted out by the knife. Now you've got to push through this smoke. You have the ultimate ready. Can you trade out Ein? Okay, they've identified one. Blinded now, and will they be able to do something? 2 people in hell.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to fake that audio cue for Resurrect, but I don't think it's going to come through as Kyle is able to end the round out with a 2-piece. And just like that, ONU have managed to answer back, but Clark University still have enough to try and get another bye here.
Oh, yeah, they've been stacking the bank accounts a little bit after the couple round wins, but Ohio Northern turning it around, and I love the fact that Flames getting the double kill and saying, you know what, let's just pivot over to A. I'm 26 HP. I can't help you with the bomb defense. We've already got Kyle on the other side with full HP. Use that Omen ultimate, pivot over. Maybe if I get a kill here, you can turn it into a 2v1, but they managed the 2v2, and a really nice strategy coming out from ONU. That's the first blind or aggressive blind we've seen onto A main here. It's going to back everybody out of ONU as Zrona and the rest of Clark are looking to take some space here.
And meanwhile, you got Soup just chilling in this corner. There goes the swing. They get picked out by Flames. And that's going to be the KJ gone, as well as all of their utility, as it will be Flames forcing their way onto site here. Now able to shut the door onto Pizza. As the spike is going to go down. No contest here on B.
Yeah, once you get those 2 kills, the KJ taken down and as well as I'm now taking down Kyle. Kang looking to do something work with the Sheriff right now, but that's a disgusting smoke to peek through. I don't think it's even possible. Saf holding the angle. Does Clark University fancy themselves a retake, or are they just going to look for some exits here? Zrona, the rifle,
Enemy remaining.
My ult's ready.
immediately taken down by Flames, and he's getting some revenge.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that was a pretty quick shot there. But with that being said, at least they managed to get 2. They managed to get 2 eliminations in that last one. But now Clark University starting to kind of dwindle a bit here as we are evened up yet again. It's been a real tug of war going back and forth. Again, has the makings of an overtime for sure. But with that being said, we're getting ready to head now into round number 11. And I'm not, there we go. Okay, I was wondering when Secrets was going to be able to get their rifle. They should have more than enough economy to make it happen. But we're getting ready to head now into round number 11. Rifles on both sides and only 2 half shields on the side of Clark University.
Feels like Clark has scrounged the couch cushions right. They've broken the piggy bank for this round right now because they've pretty much gone down to 0. And if they lose this round, it could be a backbreaker. Clark University goes down, and that swing's going to come out. Zrona's going to get taken out, though. Empytons predicted it. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Clark University, though, they're still down because ONU got that early kill onto the KO. No ultimates really available. Fade. It's 2 away from the Hunter's Fury. You've got a Kang Omen ult, but that's not going to put too much value unless you can maybe get a really deep TP flank or something like that. Soup, though. Will they invest the lockdown here? He wants to do it. Yeah, they're going to let it rip right now. And MP10s immediately swings as the Hunter's Fury comes out once again from Kyle. Just playing the stall game.
Last player standing.
Yeah, and that's really all they need to do. As you can see, there's a lot of damage done onto Kong in this 2v1. Spike continuing to tick away, and it will be Saf to get the final Olymp through the wall bang. And now ONU, they're going to go ahead and take the lead late in the first half, as now we're down to the last round of the first half, and Clark University have no option but to buy up.
Yeah, and with those kills, with some of that stuff coming out, Fade finally picks up his ultimate. Zrona has knives, so he can go for a potential knives plus light buy and buy one of his other teammates. Kang as well, though, has the Omen ult available. We saw it used once before to help Soup out on the B site, right? Just to TP right back into Boathouse and stall enough time. But with these buys coming out, it feels like Clark University, they've got to get a little cheeky with their positioning. They've got to catch ONU off guard here.
Well, let's see if they can make it happen. As you can see, round 12 has started, and let's see how this one's going to go. I was really expecting this one to go 6-6 in the half, but now with ONU with a clear weapons advantage, this is going to be tough. But Zrona right now has the Blade Storm pop. They can make a lot happen with this. They're going to take out the Judge, as it is going to be now a push and a swing coming from the side of ONU. And Zrona still have yet to push forward through the smoke here. They're just going to ride it out. And meanwhile, you have Empytons just playing with the smoke. The smoke goes and they look the wrong way. Empytons able to come through with the elim. And now here we are in Flowers as Fade tries to hold their own, but has to back off. Saf gonna be right outside a window. They get the read, and there goes yet another elimination. And now only the KJ remains. Soup with an Ares and a Dream has to try and make this 1v5 happen. They do manage to get one, and now they got themselves a Guardian.
A little bit of an upgrade here. If they're going to double swing this potentially, and yeah, unfortunately, 1 body, 2 body, 3 bodies are more than enough to take out Clark University. And ONU clawing their way back after they were down about 4-1. They said, you know what? Don't need the timeout. Don't need anything. We just need to play our game here. And they're going to make it a 7-5 half for themselves. ONU on the defensive side. Clark University has a nice little double initiator composition that we talked about, though. You can get the info with the knife, you can pivot over, you can use the owl drone. You have a lot of different ways to attack these sites. While on the side of ONU, that double duelist, I expect them to get a bit aggressive, pushing into A main, pushing into B lobby here, and really using that duelist strength.
Here we go. We are getting ready to head into the pistol round. All is fair and all is square. The economy has been reset. Let's see who's going to make the most of it here as we are well and underway now into round 13. And this time we're going to see Clark University on the attacker side of the spike. And already they're making their way towards A. And you can see it's a split push. You have 2 at least it appears to be going towards a main. Meanwhile, you do have 3 going for the push towards tree. Trying to play with the smoke here. They get rid of some of that utility. Zerona from inside of the smoke trying to get a read, does go for the blind fire, not able to connect as the Reyna from ONU has just chose to back off. Saf is not going to try and push that smoke.
Very, very smart. They got the double shock darts out, right? He did his job without taking any damage here, but looks like it's going to be a B hit, or sorry, an A hit, an A split hit onto main through tree, through main. Oh, but Saf is playing this tree area. He's smoked off right now. They've got the site for now, but I think Ohio Northern are more than happy to play the retake. They're going to aggress onto tree here. Fade, you've got to come up big, buddy.
Let's see if they can make it happen. Saf able to find that elimination onto Fade. And, you know, had that recon dart been a shock dart, I think that definitely would have been an elimination towards the end. But now you got Kong, who manages to come through with a huge elim, but it won't be enough, as it will be Impotence to get the final elimination and to get a 3K to start things off here in the second half. And you know what? That Omen's going to be polite and allow Impotence to get in on half of the defuse. There you go. You gotta share the sugar.
Exactly, and especially because that KJ got nerfed a little bit not too long ago. They increased the ult cost again on the lockdown, so every little ultimate point counts here. And Impotence, right? Somebody that we kind of, I wouldn't say counted out, but just was a little bit quieter on the ONU side when we saw them play, has come up big on this pistol and has just been really, really clutch, getting some nice kills on the offensive side, and now on defense is really allowed to flex their muscles as this KJ.
Let's see how much they can flex here. Look at Saf with the Marshall! Gets an immediate elim off the read before the smoke goes out. And now Secrets are going to answer in turn with an elimination of their own. So good on these snipers, on the Marshalls. But finally, Saf does get gunned down. Kyle able to find one thanks to the kill feed. Again, looking to get a cheeky peek. There goes the elbow. They can't connect. They can't find the limb until finally shot after shot, and another does land, and just as quickly as the round started, it has ended. ONU now will go up 4 rounds over Clark University.
I love Flames just for the sole fact that he just W-keyed in there. He's like, you know what? They're not peeking you. I'm going to force them to peek this angle here. Sacrifices his body, his life for his team here. And they pick up the kill. Not too much of an expensive round, as a lot of those kills were picked up by the Marshall, a pretty inexpensive gun. But regardless, the bonus round coming out from ONU, they've got a Guardian, a couple Spectres, but realistically, they've got to get real cheeky here. And this is the first time Secrets is going to blind this here. Flames, unfortunately, gets taken out.
It was a good try. You know, you got to give him an A for effort, you know. I mean, I liked the idea. It just did not come to fruition in practice. You know, I'm pretty sure that play looked a lot better in their heads. Honestly, it looked good on, you know, on the screen. But unfortunately, when it comes to the numbers, it didn't really pay out. But regardless, it's going to be a 3v4 retake now in the favor of Clark University. They got Vandals and they got control of site. It's looking pretty good for them. But now let's see if ONU can try and take some bodies with them on their way out. But look at Ein from underneath. Gets the wallbang on Saf. What a shot. Is now it is a 2v4 in the favor of Clark.
How expensive can ONU make this round for Clark, right? They've got a Spectre. I believe there was a Guardian in the hand of Kyle here. Are they going to be able to do something? Okay, Impotence looking to get some exits right now, but Kang cleans up that nonsense. Clark loses 2, and yeah, you may have given Flames the A for effort, but unfortunately, it's okay. I had Tiger parents. You get an F grade from me. They don't care about effort. They want to see the results here, and so unfortunately, it doesn't work out. ONU, though, 9-6 round lead for themselves, and this is where the rifles start to come out. We're going to get a full gun round. Zerona, yeah, he's going to buy the rifle. There we go. All right, let's see what Ohio Northern has planned. They've got Saf's ultimate ready to go. Impotence, unfortunately, hasn't been able to really get too many orbs. He's still a couple points down from his ultimate. What do they have cooking up on the defensive side? Flames gets into wine.
Yeah, still no eliminations early on here. As you can see, it is going to be yet another slow push, somewhat of a split push again. You can see they're really trying to find entry into A, but Flames simply isn't going to allow that to happen. But take a look at this. Clark University able to answer back as that kill feed is showing up all red, as they are going absolutely nuttery buttery here in the rifle round. And now They managed to force the push onto the A site, and they will get it. Down goes the spike.
Again, we saw these double duelists get super aggressive onto A main, but they just bit off a little bit more they can chew. I thought once they got that opening kill onto KO that they would be able to back out here, but instead they try to go aggressive, and now it's up to Impotens and Kyle once again, the last two alive, the rotators from B site, to come in and try to do something on A. I think the smart choice here is to maybe get some exits, save your rifles, because you just want to have a little bit of oomph coming into this next round.
And take a look at this. I think they're just going to have to save here. I mean, they got 2 rifles in hand. You know, it's better to have them than not going to the next round, because it's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a save round or, you know, another broken buy, but it is going to be Kyle getting an exit frag on their way out. Not bad. That's going to force another rebuy for Clark University, and it's going to be just, you know, a couple of little extra, you know, extra credits, just a little bit. But regardless, that is going to be another round win for Clark University, as now they are within 2 of equalizing against ONU.
Yeah, and Clark has just been really, really smart about these offensive. These splits that they've been doing onto A have just been working. And if, like you said, if it's not broke, you don't got to fix it. It's now a couple rifles coming out from Ohio Northern, a stinger in hand. But you have to expect that unless ONU can get an early pick, get 2 kills here, that this is going to be a really rough rifle. As Zerona burns the updraft and the dash, only has the cloud bursts available. Has to wait out the mollies. The stall potential coming out from this KJ is immense.
And you know what? It's been working, well, at least so far. As you can see, the spike for the first time looks like it's going to actually back off from A. They're not going to force the A push. Now they're going to rotate back around over towards B, where there's only one player there watching, holding, and that is going to be the Omen. And it's going to be a full rotation over towards B now. And finally, you can see the cavalry has arrived. Ohio Northern now rotating back towards B. Out goes the smoke, blind firing in. Ein able to find one. Kyle finds one as well. And now look at Flames, the cheeky peek, the lurky turkey from within the corner, able to get one with the frenzy. And now it is a 2v3 still in the favor of Clark University.
Yeah, after all said and done, they lose a couple members, but they're able to get onto this B bomb site. That pivot was solely based off the fact that they saw KJ burn all over Util on A. They're like, wait, she's not in her normal setup. B is free, guys. And they just charge on in through the smoke. And Impotens with this Phantom looking to get a kill here. Everybody on Clark University side is playing the site and in really, really good spots here to just double swing and double peek either onto lane or stairs.
Well, right now, Zerona is going to be holding down low. They go for the wall bang, but they've done that trick earlier. They know better. They're not going to hold up there. You know, we've seen that play before. Regardless, Spike continuing to tick away, and I think they're just going to go for the saves and maybe an exit frag on the way out. There's Saf. They do find one, but they also get eliminated in turn, and that is going to be the win for Clark University. And Zerona almost had an ace. They end the round out with a 4K, and now are only 1 round away from equalizing against ONU, but you can see how they're buying up going into the next round. They're going to go for those half shields and Flames. Oh no, they were gonna take out the op, but they put it back down. They put it back down, and instead they bought a full shield.
Surprised Flames on this Jet has not been taking that defensive off, right? The one you see played towards trees that we saw Zerona just get a lot of value out last time around. This guy's 21 and 12 for Clark University. He's having himself a map, and I don't think he's gonna stop. The momentum is gonna keep going. We've only seen one person actually on the A site for ONU. Saf and the rest of Ohio Northern are just playing around the market mid area. We have someone at tree and this mid area. Zerona is he's playing with so much confidence. He's not asking for flashes, smokes on the market. He's just walking in here.
And you also got to keep in mind they have the Blade Storm in hand as well. I'm not sure if they're going to try and pop that out this round or if they even need it, but this is definitely a confident player that is confident in their abilities to try and get an early peek here. And you can see Impotens is already there in mid, and out goes the smoke. Is going to force Impotens out of market, actually. And they have a pretty good lockdown onto tree. And look at that spike. It is trying to make its way over towards the A side again. This is where Clark University has found success time and time again. And they're going to try yet another time to force the push onto A.
Look at Flames. He's going to kill Fade, who is in the Owl drone. He got pushed all the way from B into B main and able to get to the lobby as Ein picks up the kill on Kyle. It's a 3v3 right now. Blade Storm is available. Blade Surge is available, sorry. And Got one Molly to Empiton's name. Can he be the clutch meister that we've seen him? Gets up one. Soup. The post plant is there. Now the retake comes in.
Yeah, Flames pushes themselves onto site. They find the read on the wall bang, and they put it into Ein. As ONU will be able to secure the defuse and the win, putting themselves back up 2 over Clark University, and also putting a little bit more money in their pocket as well. Still, Clark University has more than enough to try and buy going into the next round.
Yeah, the thing is, right, it's the classic battle, right? Clark University has 1-2 players really just popping off right now, pretty hard carrying with Zrona and Kang here. But you look at ONU, everybody's got their hands in the gumbo right now. 16 kills, 15 kills, 13, 12, 12. Everybody's putting in work as a team, and that's what's kind of inching them forward, right? Because when you have people like Ein and Soup who aren't having the best games right now, the last one's alive, it gives you that much more confidence in your retake. As ONU, they heard the Blade Storm. Zrona's going to dash in. Ultimate comes out from KO as well. This is a full site retake, and Saf takes down Zrona. We've also got Kyle Sova on the Odin right now, looking to spam him out.
Honestly, this wouldn't have been a true Ascent match if there was no Sova Odin. You got to have the Sova Odin on Ascent. It goes hand in hand. Meanwhile, Hunter's Fury looking to put it into the lockdown. And down it goes. No attacker lockdown is going to be available. Khan, though, on the flank, able to find secrets in mid-teleport. And just like that, we have ourselves a 3v3. Is now the retake from ONU is underway as they continue to run out of time.
Gotta look at main. Odin available right now. Just spam it out, Kyle. Flames picks up the kill. One on main. It's Kong versus the world, and I don't know if they have the time though. It should be okay.
Yeah, they
didn't
got
have
it.
They got it. They got it. It's a little dicey, but they got 3 seconds on the board. I was clenching just a little bit there at Soka as Flames was on the bomb, then off the bomb, then on the bomb, then back onto the bomb finally. Picks it up. ONU. Nice retake.
And take a look at this. Clark University, they're not going to be giving up just yet. They're going to be calling that timeout. And again, looking a little similar here. I don't know if you remember, but ONU did manage to get to 11 rounds on Haven, and that's when Clark University brought out the timeout, and then they were able to kind of turn things around a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong, the difference here is not as wide as it was on Haven. It's still a lot closer. 4 rounds in between the two. Clark University have got to try and get their head on right. They're going to make this comeback. ONU, they are just feeling themselves right now.
Yeah, I think ONU have been more than happy to play that retake, right? They've been getting some interesting angles as well. You see Flames, like, he's just so confident pushing that B main area. Once he kind of susses out and once his team finds out, hey, most of them are A main. If there's maybe one B, Flames is like, I'll take the 1v1. I'll win it. Was not having the best of games at the half before this, but has just kind of turned it up a little bit and has been really clutch alongside Empitons here. These two have just been popping off on rounds that we expect ONU to lose.
Let's see if they will be able to come through. But I mean, you're looking at the purchase power on the side of Clark University, and they're going to have to come through with somewhat of a mixed bag here. They got the Judge, a couple of rifles, a Spectre. They can still make use of this, but the question is, will ONU allow them to? As the push in the spike is going to be going towards B this time around, and they're going to force their way onto site.
Oh, Evidence picks up a kill with the Molly, though. Zrona dashes in, has the Judge ready. This mixed bag, the goodie bag that you mentioned, has come out with some kills right now in Clark University. They're looking to finally take complete control of this site. Zrona is in such a crazy position right now. He instead swings it, gets a little antsy, and Secrets picks it up. Clark University put the bomb down. It's a 4v3 Ohio Northern. Where is he TPing to? He's just looking for everybody. He says, hey, they're on site. Nobody's playing main right now. Ein picks up the kill.
And that wasn't a bad omen ult at all. You were able to get a little bit of intel off of it, but now we got ourselves a 2v2, making it 2v1 and then a 2v none. The retake from ONU will be successful as they will get themselves another round win. And now Ohio Northern will be on match point.
So I don't know about you at Soka, but shooting the dead bodies at round 11, like when you're up 11-8, you know, if you're going to come in with that kind of BM, at least do it at the beginning, right? It feels kind of cheap to do it when you're up and you've been winning the whole match. I don't know about you. I love trash talk. I love BM, but you got to do it in the beginning, right? It just feels a little dirty when you do it at the end.
It honestly does, and I actually wasn't even going to say anything. I wasn't going to even pay attention to it because as far as I can tell, those crouches were tactical. These were some tactical crouches.
Fair enough, fair enough. He was trying to dodge out the particles in the map. Here's now on match point, Ohio Northern. Flames once again goes down. Like I said, feast or famine. This guy either pops off, gets a couple kills, or he's the first one to die, and I wouldn't have it any other way at Soka.
Well, here we are. What could be the last round. There's already some damage being dealt by the Nano Swarm, and now in kind out goes a nade. Secret's able to find at least one elimination there, and it's all going down here in B main. Look at Zerona though, pushing market as the teleportation. The teleport does go in towards smoke. They're able to avoid the danger. Now Zerona operating from inside the smokes, as it is a 4v3 in the favor of Ohio Northern.
I don't think they've seen Zerona snuck into market here, though. He could get a pretty nasty backstab if they all decide to play around that B main area. Zerona, he knows, I think he knows that there is an alarm bot there, so he's trying to wait for somebody to push through market as Saf now finally able to hit, and they've spotted him out. Zerona, they know you're here, buddy. You got to do something.
Well, that's a good way to start things off. Get a cheeky little wall bang, and now we have ourselves a 2v2. A better time than any for Clark University to try and steal a win here, as that spike is continuing to tick away, and now Impotence trying to find the swing here, but it is going to be an elimination. And now Kyle trying to get a wall bang here. They can't get it, and the spike, I think, is too far gone, and it doesn't matter. Ein will be able to get the final elimination, and that is a huge win. Going to Clark University is now they're going to be able to buy up going into this next round.
An expensive round for Clark University nonetheless, right? You have to see that they've got half shields across the board. Only Fade can buy the full shield here, so like I said, bit expensive for Clark University, but Ohio Northern, there you go, wasn't that good as well, so they've got to go for a busted buy. I see a Bucky, I see some Sheriffs, and I see Secrets with that hero rifle ready to go. I think Flames is going to pop that Blade Storm like you mentioned.
Well, I think I did hear the audio cue. I think the Blade Storm has been called in. And once again, they're just going to be looking for cheeky peeks. Flames, again, going to be pushing extremely forward. And at least they get rid of the alarm bot. You know, they get rid of that thing off the rip, or the turret, rather. So they're going to at least get rid of some utility. Meanwhile, you got Ein trying to force their way over towards A main. And right around the corner is going to be that Sova with the Bucky trying to get a little lucky.
Fade, gonna pop the Owl Drone here, clear out tree, and still being a little bit apprehensive. Zerona once again taking this really aggressive position onto market. He knows the alarm bot is there. He knows, so he's just waiting for somebody to push out. Actually ends up taking it out, and that's gonna signal some alarm bells coming out from ONU. Are they gonna say, okay, wait, are they pushing up through market? Are they at B? It's actually potentially gonna be an A hit here as Kyle, like you said, with the Bucky, gets blinded out and misses the shot, and oh no, disaster for ONU, but Flame with the 3 knives to the chest, the head, and the chest again, picks up the triple.
And that's exactly what you needed from Flames here. This is their hope, but they don't check
Oh,
their corners. And what was once a hero is now a fallen hero. They don't check the box. They look straight down, and they got punished for it. But keep in mind, that was, in fact, a save round, or at least a budget buy coming from the side of ONU. And now they're going to have the power of full rifles going into this next round. But Clark University, once again, slowly making the comeback here. As you can see, they put themselves into the double digits.
Yeah, I mean, they're clawing their way back. And Zerona, he said, I like that move you had, Flames. Let me throw that into my bag real quick. Gets a triple for a triple here and shuts down ONU's heroic attempt. Is now, like you mentioned, rifles across the board here. This is where ONU can look to close it out right now. Although Clark University, it seems like they've been able to figure out the offensive, and Soup picks up the kill onto Secrets, one of their top frag members here. And Ohio Northern has lost their smokes. They don't have any way to kind of stall out some of this aggression other than where the KJ is set up, as Ein is just waiting for this right now. Unfortunately, waiting a little too long. May have dozed off just a bit as Kyle picks up the kill.
Yeah, and again, ONU, they're playing a lot, really high risk, high reward. They're pushing really far forward. They're trying to catch some cheeky peeks. They managed to get one, but it also costed them their omen, like you had said. So their smokes are gone, and that is huge for the attacking side. Clark University now, once again, are going to force their way on towards the A site. They get it, and they do have some smokes to work with. But Flames, thanks to the kill feed, able to find an elimination onto Soup. But Kong will be able to get the spike down, as now we have entered the post plan.
Oh, and he was TPing onto that catwalk area to see if anybody was there, and it's just 2 people positioned held, 1 more in main. Are they going to be able to expect this? You've got a turret to your name, off dropped on Zrona. The flood is coming out, and we see the jet dash come in. Zrona's taking so much damage, but flicks over to Flames. Kyle picks it up, but they don't know that Kong is here. I don't think they're going to check him.
Player standing.
Dies anyways. Fade with the ultimate is ready, but they know Saf goes down. The Hunter's Fury comes in. Oh, he got it to half. It doesn't matter. Kyle's defusing. Defenders win. Ohio Northern 13-10 at Soka.
Well, at the end of the day, that was all you needed. I mean, the Hunter's Fury went out. As long as you got it to half, there was no way they were going to be able to make that comeback. You could eat 1 hit of the Hunter's Fury. You just can't get 2. So the first elimination goes down. That's fine. As long as you get it to half, that's your goal, because you still have your backup player to get it to the other half, and then it's golden. It's over. You don't even have to get the final elimination. But still, that was a great effort from Clark University on ONU's map pick. Keep that in mind. Ascent was the pick of ONU, and it was still extremely close, coming down to 3. Now, the next map, that's going to be a doozy. That's going to be on Breeze. That is a map we haven't seen in a very long time.
Yeah, and, like we said, we don't have the pro play available as well, right? We don't have kind of what the comps people have been playing here and there. We do have old Breeze compositions, right? The Viper, the KJ, maybe the Cypher. What I've seen pretty popular is that we've been seeing a lot of Viper, Cypher. We've been seeing the KJ potentially locked in as well. I've been seeing some double controller compositions as well with the Viper Harbor if they want to go that. So I'd love to see what these teams have cooked up. And like you mentioned, it actually is Clark University's pick on Breeze. So I think they've got something especially spicy for us at Soka.
Think so too, but we're gonna have to hold off until we get in there just yet. As always, we're gonna have to take a quick short break, but don't worry, when we come back, we will be back with more of the grand finals here at the Midwest Esports Conference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand finals matchup at the MEC Fall Clash for the stream here. I'm your colorcaster, Shibby, joined by my play-by-play captain at Soka. And right now, ONU have taken a 1-0 lead versus Clark University, and that was on the map Ascent here. And we're going over to a newly reworked map. Pretty cool. It's a beautiful map. I love the beach. I love the colors in it. It is Breeze after getting some changes here. And at Soka, you mentioned not knowing about the meta. Are you expecting some of the stuff that we've seen previously on this map?
I mean, yeah, I would assume so. I mean, like you had mentioned earlier, we are seeing that Viper in a Harbor combo coming out from the defender side, coming out from the side of Clark University. And, that's what I want to see. I just want to see Viper, honestly. Again, no bias necessarily, but if Viper and Breeze go hand in hand. But I also love the Cypher pick. The Cypher pick for Sentinel. Absolutely love it. Now, I also do love the amount of confidence, once again, that we are seeing from the side of ONU, as they are going to go with a double duelist there. And they're going to be bringing in Phoenix with that. But, we're looking at the other side here, and they're going to be going, once again, with their double controller pick, Viper and Harbor, and they're going to be bringing the double initiator as well, so no Sentinels.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising here, right? Because usually we see something like a Cypher, like a KJ, just something to hold down one of these sites, especially the B bomb site, right? Such a narrow passageways and narrow ways to get in that you can throw a couple trips, you can throw the cages, and if you're Cypher, you can play so well here. So like you said, the double controller, double initiator composition coming out from Clark University. I suspected that they had something cooking here, and right now, it's looking mighty good.
Well, here we go. You got to keep in mind, this is Clark University's map pick. And the fact that ONU is on tournament point. If they win this round out here, they will be your grand champions. ONU, they just got to win one more, and that is it. Clark University, though, on their map pick, should have a decent advantage. They picked this map. They know this map. Now it's all about execution. As you can already see, Zbrona trying to find a shot through the wall, not able to land. And already, no trades yet to be made, even though they are trying their best. As this mid push does it gets halted. It comes to a screeching halt here in mid.
Yeah, and Flame's gonna chance it right now. He doesn't know who has snuck up onto this site here, especially into this little cubby hole down mid right now. And I want to see if ONU are going to use this Phoenix and how they're going to use it. Probably one of the least picked duelists in the game at the moment. You have the flashes available. Are you going to use your mollies? How are you going to use your wall to get onto site here? As we see Ohio Northern pivoting towards B, and there goes the Viper wall. And you don't have a Sentinel here. You do have Viper, who is like a pseudo Sentinel in my opinion. The ability to stall with the poison and the snake bites and everything like that. Is now the kills start coming out. Flames picks it up onto Zrona, but Kang gets it onto Secrets.
And that was a huge pick too, getting rid of that Cypher earlier. So that's gonna, eliminate the possibility of them guarding against the flank. Meanwhile, you do see the trades being made. Impotent's able to find one on Kong. Out goes the wall, the Harbor wall, just trying to buy a little time, and now only Harbor remains. Soup has to go into this 1v3 in the post plant. Oh, and this one is going to be tough. They do have at least again, some utility work with here. Only the Harbor wall, though, as they try and make their way onto site. Now it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, Harbor doesn't have the Cove available, right? Throws that wall down like you said, and Kyle sneaks behind it, picks up the kill, and okay, there we go, guys. Thank you so much. Start teabagging, start shooting their bodies at round one. I appreciate you. I don't know if you guys heard me or not, but that's respectable. The confidence coming out from ONU is oozing through their players.
Yep, and there you have it. ONU is going to start things off right here on Breeze by getting the first round into their favor, starting off with the right foot forward. And now they should be able to come away with a second round win, as they're going to have a clear advantage in terms of the buying power. They're bringing out a lot of Bulldogs this time around, and not to mention the two Marshals. You'll love to see it, as now round two is underway.
I love the Bulldogs here. Just can burn through any of these no armored individuals with one burst, as right now grinded again to a screeching halt like you mentioned. Saf finally getting in. They don't know that Soup is here. This is a really cheeky position right now. They're going to check it. They're going to double swing. Right click comes in. Gets the head tap, but Ein unable to pick it up as he is down to 44 HP at the moment.
So far, not much doing for Clark University. This is just going to be a hard hold for them to make. As you see, the spike, once again, is going to be heading towards mid, but are they going to full rotate? They are. They're heading right to B. Once again, Kong is there and waiting with the Viper. But can they hold off this full force? I don't know. This is going to be sketchy, as now the swing does go underway. They check their corner one way. Kong waiting for the right click. They land one, looking to get two. They managed to find both. And what a trade by Kong. A 2-for-1. Not bad at all.
Yeah, but now Secret's trying to put the work in with this Marshal right now. Playing with them. Fade finally gets taken out, as there's no Eins on the flank. The bomb has yet to go down. Finally will probably get planted here just for that extra money, but ONU paid a little bit more than they bargained for on that bomb.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, they came away with the win, but they did lose, what, like 2 players in the process? So again, you know, they definitely, Clark University definitely made it worth their while. But with that being said, we're getting ready to head now into round number 3, the bonus, if ONU could pull it off. But look at the buying power coming from Clark University.
And I love these trips that Secrets has been placing. This is purely for the flank, right? Purely for anybody pushing through, because this map is so kind of wide, right? And you A lot of people like to play for that mid-air. You'll get individuals pushing through A main, pushing through B main, pushing through tunnels like Zrona is right now, looking to get something done, but respecting the wall, not just going to swing through it here as Ein as well, looking down through mid doors. And oh my god, and through the flash, Zrona doesn't need eyes. He head taps Epidens.
And what a shot. Oh my goodness. Being able to come through with an early pick onto ONU, that is huge, considering that, you don't get me wrong, ONU is definitely in somewhat of a save around here, you know, a little bit of a bargain buy, but they're still oh so dangerous with those Bulldogs, and being able to get an early pick is just going to make it that much easier for the side of Clark as they try and get the read on Flames here. They're just trading blows until finally Ein is able to get the shot, or rather Ein able to get their shot. Put an elimination on the board, but now look at Secrets again, making the most out of this Bulldog and finding an elimination on Harbor.
Oh, and Ein goes down as well. I mean, both their duelists for Ohio Northern have been gone, but it doesn't feel like they need them, as now it's a 3v3 and they can get some plant money down. They can get some value here. They've picked up a couple rifles. I see a Phantom and Vandal in the hands of both Secret and Kyle right now.
And still waiting for the spike to get down. I mean, they're running out of time. Zrona, though, able to find an elimination there. And a big one at that, gives the advantage back into the favor of Clark University. And here comes Fade out from the side, watching their teammates back. And now Saf able to find a huge elimination. It's now a 2v2. Fade throws out the Owl Drone, trying to get a little intel. Does manage to point out exactly where both of the players from ONU are. And now only one player remains. There goes the swing, and ONU win the bonus round.
And the tactical crouching continues. ONU with a nice bonus. It was 3v5. Clark University had everything going for them, but once the KO went down, once the Harbor went down, it was 3v3, and Secrets and Kyle once again just coming out on top. Saf as well, honestly, not bad. He's on this Sova. Usually Kyle's piloting that, but now Kyle's on the Viper. They're just playing off a contact so beautifully.
Yeah, and you know, I usually have a kind term for all the BM that we love to see. You know, you got your tactical crouches, and then, of course, you have the confirmation shots. Those aren't body shots. They're just making sure they don't get back up.
True. There's no, resurrection, no sages in the game, but still you got to make sure here as Flames has now aggressively taken a position onto Crow's Nest. He understands that Clark doesn't have the best buy, so he's going to have full mid control with this Vandal. As long as he can hit his shots, you can't really peek through. As Saf picks up a kill on Zrona, and Ein is just going to get walled off. I'm not going to say walled off. He's going to get caged off here. He's not able to see any of the mid rotations, and Kong, he's got to play through his own smoke.
Yeah, and I really do love the Cypher pick, you know, here on Breeze. And the fact, because, you know, the pick rate for Cypher is usually pretty low, just seeing them being, you know, vitalized again on maps like Breeze just makes me so happy, because Cypher was actually my first main on Valorant. But look at this, look at the resurgence coming from Clark University. They managed to gun things down back to a 3v3, but Saf, again, getting a cheeky peek onto Ein, able to bring it back to a 3v2, now a 3v1. Once again, Soup, the last player standing for Clark U, and they will be gunned down in kind as now ONU go up 4-0 over Clark University.
And Soup has just been having a rough series. I hate to pick on the guy, but he was so much more effective on that Astra on Bind. Didn't do too much when he was on the Killjoy on Ascent. Has been having a bit of a rough start right now on the Harbor, on this double controller. Meanwhile, on the flip side, ONU, Kyle and Saf stepping up big. Flames popped off on Ascent, right? He was hard carrying. Him and Secrets were top of the board, but Kyle and Saf said, you know what, sit back. This is our map. We exactly know what to do here. They've been getting really good confirms and really good kills.
That they are, and now you can see that the push is going all out on towards that B site. And look at this, Kong is going to be the first to get eliminated. Flames looking to find a blind fire there, not able to land any, as they are going to make quick work of this B site, and they get the plant down so quickly. Just a blitzkrieg style attack coming from ONU.
Yeah, and they've got the post plant here too. Secrets is going to pop through the wall and was just there to help Saf in case he doesn't get the kill. Ein picks it up on the rebound, but Kyle, he's just got so much stall. He's got the orb just in case. He's got snake bites ready to go. Ein gets taken out by Flames. Soup once again dies. Zrona, last one standing, and he's gonna smartly back himself out of here with the Vandal. Maybe he'll get an exit frag or two. Uh-oh. They're gonna double swing him. Picks up one. He's just jumping around. What? Whoa, Kyle!
Yeah, they were just having a little fun with it, you know, doing a little 1-2 give and go, doing a little two-step there. No harm, no foul. But meanwhile, I mean, look at this. 5-0 now in the favor of ONU. And they're going to force another save round for the side of Clark University. And they just have that hero, the hero Vandal, but they do have 2 ultimates in comparison to ONU's 3. And now the op is coming out for Kyle. All right, Kyle's being a little extra now. They're bringing out the op for no reason. On the Viper, of all things.
He's feeling himself. That's what he's feeling himself. There's no way.
Cheeky. That's just straight up cheeky.
Oh, potentially looking to. I'm not sure what he's really looking at or he's looking for here. Is he looking for like a an updraft? The updraft gets taken down immediately. He's not even allowed to do it. As Impotence gonna maybe get something here as Ain picks up the kill on Flames right now, but the Phoenix ult gets invested here and. Unfortunately, it doesn't get too much.
Yeah, but look at that shot coming from Saf, able to find yet another elimination. Spike goes down in mid, which is huge for Clark University, but it's quickly picked back up by the Phoenix. And you know what? I actually do kind of like the Phoenix pick on Breeze, at least. And again, I don't think Phoenix gets enough love either. You know how we were saying earlier that Viper can kind of double as a sentinel. Well, I think Phoenix can somewhat double as an initiator. You know, they have the mollies, they have the wall, and they have the blinds. So it definitely makes them a good entry agent. But with that being said, we are now down to a 1v2 in the favor of ONU. And not only that, but now they know where Kong is, as the spike will be planted on the A site.
There are a couple dead bodies here and there, so you might be able to pick up a gun, potentially on the ground right now. Wait a minute, that's an hey, that's an operator. He just picked up. That's probably the best gun you can find on the ground, casually lying in mid here. And he's like, you know what? I got an op, guys. I got 4750 worth of a gun here. I'm just gonna keep it, and we'll give it to our jet on CU. And if it's anybody, Clark University's jet can really pop off with this.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they were going in, and it was either, you know, you take the op or you try and make a 1v2 retake happen. But you know what? I think finding the op in and of itself is a win. They're going to take it. They're going to take the op. They're going to take their small win here, and they're going to carry it into the next round. Not a bad strat at all. And honestly, right now, I can't tell if ONU are looking for the Viper or if they just want to get the op back.
Probably a little bit of both. They're just like, wait, where'd it go, guys? Wasn't it mid?
Where's that op?
Yeah, you're liars. Clark University end up taking the timeout here. I like that. You're down 6-0. You have an op to work with. You can kind of try to scheme out where you want to put this operator. I'm assuming it's going to go on into the Jets' hands. Do you want to place it mid? Do you want to place it in Crow's Nest? Or do you want to play super aggressively onto that A main area, right? Give me a flash. Give me a knife. There are so many different setups, and I think the criticisms that I've had for Clark University are rearing its head once again against ONU. It just feels like they're playing a little bit desynced at Soka.
Yeah, just a little bit. And honestly, I think ONU may have pulled a little bit of a bamboozle here onto the likes of Clark University. And don't get me wrong, it's still early, so Captain is probably capping. But, you know, I'm thinking that Clark University, they pick Breeze thinking, oh, well, you know, ONU, they don't, who plays on Breeze? Ain't nobody plays on Breeze. This is going to be like a wild card type scenario. But ONU on the slick probably have done a little homework on Breeze. They probably practiced it, maybe ran a couple of scrims on it, because it definitely seems like they know what they're doing here on Breeze. We were even questioning from the get-go, what were they looking at with the op? What were they looking at? They were aiming early on in a spot that we didn't know, but clearly I think they do. I think there is some extra tech here and some extra tactical advantages on the map that we just simply don't know about yet. And clearly ONU, I think they've done their homework.
Yeah, maybe they're waiting for that updraft from Clark University here, as the operator is in the field of play in Flames. Has been, I wouldn't say spotted out, but has been sussed out just a little bit, as Rona is actually playing super aggressive onto this B site with the operator. And there we go. That's 2 kills. One picked up from Fade, one picked up from Zona. Both duelists once again going down for ONU, but I've seen this situation before, and ONU was able to turn it on its head.
Yep, no problem there. And you know what? Clark University definitely needed to get this win, and I think they're going to, as once again, Ain is able to find themselves another elimination. That is going to be 3 now in the favor of Clark University. And look at the swing as Soup will get their first elim on the board. Nice shots being made. Sacred's able to take one with them. At least they will not be leaving the round empty-handed. And there it is. Ain able to find the last elimination thanks to the kill feed, and that will be the first much-needed round win for Clark University.
Yeah, well played from Clark. They had that operator in hand. They funneled them into B, and they were just able to take them down one by one. ONU, they're probably laughing a little bit. They're probably slapping themselves on the head like, man, why did we give that op over? Why did we buy it here? As now it could spell the inklings of a comeback for Clark University, as Zerona has been just much better with this weapon in hand.
Let's see what they can make of it, as now we are well and underway in round 8, and you can hear the audio cue. The Viper's Pit has gone out on B, so that gives them little to no reason to push B. I mean, they could try, but I don't think it's going to go into their favor. Meanwhile, you got Zerona here on towards the A side, holding this angle, just daring anyone to peek that. And don't get me wrong, if I was on the side of ONU, I'd be a little bit nervous, once again, about having Zerona with an op in hand. And so far, no pushes are being made, but it does look like the spike is going to head mid. I'm wondering if they're going to go mid to B.
Yeah, they might. I mean, they could also just go through tunnel here, as Ain pops the ultimate just to stave off some of this aggression. Saf gets the trade here, but there's an operator here, and Zerona takes down one. Kyle gets the trade in, and this A bomb site is left open. It's Harbor.
Right there.
Sky, oh sorry, it's not Sky. Fade, it's the Harbor Fade playing the Sova and the Viper for the retake here. Soup having a rough game, and Epitens picks it up.
And I love that we see ONU answer in kind with a Viper's Pit of their own. Again, you know, we saw the Viper's Pit early over there towards B, and now guess what? There's going to be one for the retake as well. Meanwhile, you still have the Phoenix coming from the side of ONU, holding their own here right beyond this Viper wall, and Kyle, through the blind fire, through the Viper wall, was able to connect, and now Fade does get picked out, and they will be gunned down. ONU find themselves with another round win on the board.
If they try something.
And at Soka, this is looking rough right now. This was, Clark University's pick here, and we had some doubts on the last map because it was ONU's pick, and Clark was picking up some rounds on the defensive side. It ended up 13-10, but you're down 7-1, right? And Clark University, I've seen them in this position before. They've managed to bring it back to like 5-7, but it just feels like they don't have the defensive options to deal with ONU's, double duelist composition here.
Yeah, well, let's see how it goes, as it will be Kyle to get the first elimination there onto Soup, pushing towards door here, but hey, they don't look for Ain, and Ain is able to come through with an elim, and so is Zerona with the op, and we have ourselves a 3v3, but now, thanks to Saf and to the kill feed, it's going to be a 3v2. As Zerona still has the op in hand. It looked like they were going to switch for a Vandal for a moment. Saf now has an opportunity to catch Ain in a rotation, as the spike will be planted onto the B site. And Saf right now being a lurky turkey here in mid, looking to catch one in rotation, but Ain was a little bit more quicker on the draw.
Yeah, and he had the right idea. He was just getting a little bit aggressive. Zerona picks up the kill on to MP10s here, and does he know that this Viper is down here? He spots him out. Zerona, what was that flick? That was absolutely nasty.
Yeah, I don't even know how they got that flick. That flick was insane. Like, my eyes were not able to keep up with that flick. Like, it was something out of like a superhero movie, it was too fast for me to even see. Wasn't even sure how they got the flick. Absolutely insane. The reaction time is impeccable, and just like that, Clark University, they get their second round win, and you know what? There's still time in the half to end out strong.
Yeah, I just said, right? I was like, I've seen them at 7-1 before, and Clark somehow managed to get it down to 5-7 at the half here. We may see something similar as Zerona. That was disgusting. And he had time to go back for the operator, so he's back to maintaining this mid control here. Like, this is looking pretty cool. This is looking pretty good.
And that it is. It's an opportunity for sure, but you got to keep in mind, this is still a substantial lead for ONU, and they have been playing extremely well, but now We're going into the next round, round 10. As you can hear that the run it back ult has been activated, and they are going to force their way onto
Like the fact that he's been able to flex to the Duelist Seer's Flames has a pretty disgusting angle right now. Secrets picks it up. Oh, Flames picks up one. It's taken down by the Abzrona. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's up, guys? Sorry. We peeked behind the curtain a little bit. I sent us to a break, but our mics are still live. Good thing I didn't reveal my social security number or anything like that at Soka. As we're back into it, and based off the round score, it looks like Clark University ended up losing that retake here. Ohio Northern up 8-2 right now.
For those that are wondering what happened, I think our production just got hit by a KO dagger and unfortunately suspended and suppressed the entire stream. So that's what happened. It does happen, you know. Unfortunately, KO can be very pesky, especially Ain on the KO. They have been quite the devastating force to be reckoned with. And you know what they've been putting on for Clark University, but let's see if they continue to do so as the gap between the two, Clark University and Ohio Northern, is continuing to grow, and ONU just looking very strong.
Yeah, and we're spectating Ain right now. Here is, you mentioned Ohio Northern. They're up 8-2 on the map pick of Clark University. And that's gotta do some mental damage, right? You ever queued up for a Valorant map, you're like, oh man, I got this is my favorite map, and you just end up getting stomped, and you're like, never mind, this is not my favorite map anymore. Maybe this stomp might have Clark University rethinking their map picks here. They came out with something cute, they came out with something interesting, but the lack of Sentinel, I think, is really hurting them right now, especially into the double duelist composition.
And you know what? Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a huge Harbor fan. I just don't know if this is a map for Harbor particularly. I mean, it might be. I don't know. We'll see as time unfolds, if the meta continues. But honestly, if it's not a map for Harbor, then maybe it's the pairing of Harbor and Viper. You know, I think maybe you need to have a more traditional smoke, maybe a Brim, you know, possibly, you know, an Omen, maybe, even an Astra. I just don't know how I like the pairing of both the Viper and the Harbor. But, you know, with that being said, again, you know, we just have yet to see it really be used that much. I mean, you have, unfortunately, so far, Kong has been holding the B side all by their lonesome, and I don't know if that's the right strat to go with.
Yeah, your issues with the double controller, I think they could have eased up on the double initiator, right? Like, you don't need that much info, right? You could stretch out a KJ or a Cypher and have a Cypher kind of play like that half information with the camera, right? I think the combination of the KO and the Sova is a little too much for me. I'm a fan of double controller. I like it. I like the idea that, you know, Clark University has. You just have a lot of uptime with your walls. You obviously have the cove and the orb and everything like that. I think my personal issue is just the fact that you're running double information, and these retakes, you're not getting any value out of it, because you should, in theory, have the knife, you have the flash, you've got all this different, you know, abilities to look back and see who's on site, who's paying post plant, but you're just not able to actually execute onto it. And I think, like I said, Clark University, it feels like they're playing desynced.
Yeah, just a little bit, you know, and honestly, I think it's because of the map pick. I don't know if they spent enough hours here on Breeze, you know, because when you're looking at the side of ONU, you know, it seems like they definitely know like every single angle. They know when to use the utility, and they know especially where to put the walls up. And I'm not just talking about Viper walls. I mean the Phoenix walls as well, coming from the side of ONU. You know, you got to give it up to the Phoenix. I mean, they're not top fragging or anything, but you know, coming through in the composition, they definitely have their place, and it's been working so far for ONU.
Yeah, I like the usage, and I like the analogy that you created, right? He's half initiator, he's half duelist, and he can kind of fill some of those roles out a little bit more here. And like you said, the walls have been super crucial, especially on the B site. And if you want to re-hit mid, you can throw the wall there. The Cypher cages as well. Secrets has been popping off, honestly, all throughout today, right? On the Omen, now on the Cypher, he's been having himself a hell of a day.
That they have. And, you know, we're looking to get things started here soon. But, you know, we're looking at the buys right now coming from Clark University. Not looking too strong. They do have 3 Vandals in hand. But, I mean, right now, ONU just going on an absolute tear so far. But I think we are going to be getting started very, very shortly. But regardless, you know, I mean, ONU definitely on the verge of hitting double digits in the first half if they can just win 2 more.
Yeah, we see ONU's side. We see Saf getting a little bored. He's just taking his frustration out on that metal barrel. He's like, damn, this pollution in the world. He's like, why is there so much garbage on Breeze right now? He's just going through, and we're just trying to get started up a little bit. And if you're on Clark University's side at Soka, what are you telling your players, right? You've got an impromptu tech pause here. Do you say, you know what, just tie it up, get it up to 8-4. We can manage this really, really well. We can flex our double controller composition, or are you telling them to get a little bit weird, get a little bit more aggressive? Because it feels like Clark University, they were trying some stuff early on. It didn't work, and they just reverted back to kind of playing default almost on defense.
I mean, if you ask me, I think Kong needs help on B. I really, really do. You got 2 people in mid. I'm not sure what for. Really, honestly, Jet can hold mid on their own. You got to send that Fade over towards B. Or rather, you got to send Fade the Sova onto B. And I'm sorry, but Kong, you know, they're great. They're a great controller. They're playing great on Viper. But at the same time, they need help. They can't hold B by their lonesome. This isn't a KJ. It's a Viper. They only have their utility has its limits.
I agree. As Rona pops the Blade Surge, gets 1 kill, but Secrets, like we said, this guy that's just been popping off today has picked up the trade here. And Flames,
exactly where
bit of a cheeky position. He's just waiting for somebody to aggress in. And look, he's found the mid. He's got some damage down onto mid doors. He knows 2 people are on A. It's the Harbor. It's the KO. The Viper wall comes in, and your boy Kang, unfortunately, has to concede the site right now, and he isn't even able to use those snake bites.
You know what? This would be a good opportunity, like you said, to even have that Sentinel, you know, somebody like a KJ or even a Cypher. Those are the characters and those are the agents that are going to be able to hold B by themselves. You know, but unfortunately for Kang, all they can do at best is just buy time for the rotation. Meanwhile, Flames comes through with the flank and the backstab, and that is going to be another round win for Ohio Northern as we head into the last round of the first half.
Yeah, now Ohio Northern can look to put this up 10-2, go 3 rounds within striking distance of the whole MEC Fall Clash. And it feels like ONU, at times, they were fallible. At times, they looked like you could maybe sneak around here or 2, but just like that Twitter beef said, ONU is like, you faced our JV team. This is the varsity team, Clark University. It doesn't seem that they've leveled up enough to take this guy down.
Well, here we are, round number 12. ONU still looking pretty. They're going to force their way back onto the B site, and this has been their point of contention. It's no coincidence that they have found most of their success on B time and time again. Meanwhile, Fade able to find an LM, and now Ain able to find one of their own. Here comes the swing from the side. Flames gets a 2-piece. And now we have ourselves a 3v3. Zerona able to find one onto Kyle, giving the advantage back over to Clark. Spike still ticking away here. Clark University have to try and eke their way in. A mad dash out of dodge as they do get the trade on 1, and now it's down to a 1v1, and it will be Impotens to get the final elimination. And ONU will go into the second half with double digits.
That was such a nice spot from Impotens as well, right? Kind of baited Flames just a little bit, but allowed Zerona to come in and said, you know what? You got the 1 kill. Let me let her walk in. Let me kill her while she's focused on you. And was able to retrack on to Tunnels and take out Ain here on Tunnels and got the round win. And now it's 10-2. You got to look at Clark University. They're still having a little bit of fun. They're shooting each other friendly fire, at least, with some of these bullets. And Clark University, this is where you got to make the comeback. You've got double controller. You've got double info. Let me see why you picked these agents.
Well, let's see. Well, while we have a little bit of calm before the storm here, I'm sure the storm's going to brew in momentarily, but I want to pick your analytical brain for a moment, you know, because we talked a lot about Breeze and, you know, we talk a lot about win percentages. And with this recent rework on Breeze, or even before, how did you feel that Breeze aligned? Was it more offensive sided or defensive sided?
Well, as we get into the action here, I'll have to answer that after we get past this round. As Clark University,
Spike planted.
Soup planning the bomb, and Clark University, the double controller right now coming into fruition. They've lost their only duelist, but the post plant is mighty good here. Is now Flames gets the wall bang onto Kang. It's a 3v3 Saf as well. The water wall goes down. Everybody's positioned on the site here. A nice arrow coming in, and here comes the retake from Ohio.
Yep, here it comes, and now Impotence going through the fire and the flames, looking to get the read on KO, and they do. ONU now will be able to clean up shop and find the defuse, and that is going to be the 11th round win for ONU. And once again, I ask you, Breeze, offensive sided or defensive sided? Or neutral?
Based off this game, it looks like it's ONU sided, but if I were to be a little bit more objective, I feel like if you're running that standard composition that we've seen, right, kind of what ONU is running with the Solo Viper, the Cypher, right, you've got info either with the KO or the Sova, and then you can kind of flex around whether you want to run double duelist or if you want to throw in another controller in there. I feel like it's really CT sided actually, and I feel like you know, you can play retake very well. You have an individual Sentinel that can just hold down the B bomb site by themselves. It becomes very, very hard for the offensive side. If they don't take mid control, they are pretty much funneled into two entry points here as Flames, nasty head tap onto Ein.
And they do have the weapon advantage here. They got the Guardian, they got the Spectre, but hold on, Clark University came through with some buys of their own, an Ares and a Bulldog. And now take a look at this. Fade also has a Bulldog in hand. Meanwhile, you got Secrets with the Marshall. Gets the read, looks to land the shot. They can't get a limb, as it will be Fade to get yet another. And now Kang onto Secrets. And it's a 2v1 in the favor of Clark University. ONU have their backs up against the wall here, but hold on. Kyle with the Ares is able to even things up 1-1.
Yeah, and he's got a really crazy you know, health lead advantage right now. He's got 150 health to what Kang's, what looks like 25, if not 30 health. This Ares, one or two shots is just going to be able to take him down. Oh, and he just gets the head tap. He's not even allowed to play the post plant. Kyle with the Ares picks it up, and uh-oh, that's a little bit of BM. He's just making sure that he's going to keep himself nice and toasty underneath that Molly.
I don't even know if toasty is the word that I would use, because I mean that's burning. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I get that fire burns, but I don't know. Acid burns different. You know, there's no warmth. If anything, it's a cold burn. Like, how does that feel? That feels kind of icky. It feels kind of gross.
I mean, hey, if you got like bunions and stuff on your feet, that might be exactly what you need right there. If
you gotta burn off the corns, huh?
Yeah, gotta burn them all off, like you mentioned here. Now, Ohio Northern, 12-2 on match point right now. They're going with 3 rifles, 4 if you count the Guardian there, and I think they just want to close this out. Let's look at Impotence and Flames here. Flames.
Oh my goodness. They went straight for the throat. They went for the jugular. They didn't even care about the trades. They just wanted the frags. And now Fade sends out the Owl Drone. They are able to ping one. Saf goes for the swing here. They have an opportunity, but they get gunned down by Fade. Now look at Kyle from the outside trying to make their way in, and Secrets, the deep flank, able to find one, the top frag, along with Kyle, able to put an end to Clark University. There will be no game 3. They're gonna take a cute selfie before getting the defuse. ONU will be your Valorant Midwest Esports Conference champions.
Defenders win.
Yeah, the Fall Clash LAN champions, and that's always a good confidence boost, right? Coming into the regular season, you've got that target, you've got that championship belt, saying, you know what? We already played you guys once before, and we're clearly the top dogs here. ONU looking like a well-oiled machine on this map 2 on Breeze here. Congratulations to them. Clark University, you put up a very good fight. You had some very exciting games, and obviously shout-outs to all the teams that participated in the MEC Fall Clash. This is just a taste of what you guys are going to expect, because the regular season will be starting after this.